everybody, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is great to have you here. So today I am hanging out with one of my besties, the beautiful Rhiannon, and we've been having some really awesome conversations lately. And one of them that I wanted to share was about acknowledging your accomplishments. There are many people these days that almost seem afraid to acknowledge their achievements. And a lot of that is because we're afraid of, being called egotistical or, upsetting somebody. And that is what is baffling me. It's why is your accomplishment upsetting somebody? Why are they not being happy and celebrating your achievement with you? Especially something like, graduating or, today we found, we found money. I mean, it was in a wallet, no IDs or anything, just money. And that was awesome. I was like, wow, and these are small achievements, small accomplishments. It was really cool. It was like the universe saying, hey, you deserve this, and the people around you should be happy for you instead of, well, it didn't happen to me, so I'm not happy about it. Okay, but it happened to somebody that you say you care about. So you should be happy that something good happened to somebody that you care about, right? And if not, I mean, why would you want those people around you that, that's one of the things is like, with my really good friends, my support system, accomplishments, they love them. They love hearing about them because it gets them excited. I mean, if something happens to, my really good friends, I think it's awesome. And it inspires me to, be better, to keep going with my dreams and, keep hoping that, that their good luck will eventually rub off on me. And in the meantime, they're in great moods and I love hanging out with them. They inspire me to grow. They inspire me to be better. And those are the types of people that I love being around. But I was telling Rhiannon, sometimes those achievements trigger other people, but they trigger the people that are wrong for you, honestly.
And the thing is, at this point in our life, we haven't all experienced the same things, but we've all experienced the same emotions. So like, I had something happen to me that made me feel fear, right? And my friend may have had something completely different happen to her, but she still felt fear. Like, you still feel the same emotions. So even though we can't really, what's it called? Not identify. Relate, yeah. We can't really relate on the event that happened, but we can always relate to people about the emotions that they're feeling. And that's children too. We have a whole, if you want to talk to children, you can say like, oh, like I felt like that before too. I have felt like that. And that helps them think like, oh, like I'm not the only one going through this right now.
Right. I'm not alone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, and yeah, it's, you can identify, say, even if it's just empathy, to identify with, oh my gosh, you must have been so scared. I am so sorry, and think, what would you like somebody to say to you in that situation? In any situation, what would you like somebody to say to you? And you know what? Sometimes you got to say it to yourself. You got to be there for yourself as well. Celebrate your own accomplishments as well. Say, oh my gosh, this was awesome. This really helped, I mean, and be there for yourself as well. And be there for, and like she said, with kids, it's amazing how supporting them will inspire them to grow and be better. And it does for everybody, except for the ones who don't want to grow, who don't want to change. Then sometimes, and sometimes it's not the right time for them. Sometimes they do want to grow and change, but it's just not a good time for them. Okay, got it, get it. Or, then I'm gonna leave you to your emotions and your feelings and stuff like that, because you're a big person and you can figure it out for yourself, and I mean, but one of the reasons why we don't celebrate our achievements and such is I've noticed that a lot of times it's fear of judgment. Like I said before, being called egotistical or something to that effect. But the thing is that when people judge you, they are basing their response when they don't know the entire story. They're not there. They don't know. Many people, and I came across this a lot after Taz passed away. I got blamed, for him taking his life. I got blamed for it. But they didn't know how many times I had helped him. How many times that he would call me when I lived in Las Vegas with my second late fiance. I'd be out there and he'd call me. We would stay on the phone for 4 hours. And I do remember he actually did that one time. He called me and we stayed on the phone for 4 hours. And just because he was like, Amanda, I can't even get anybody to go to coffee with me. And I'm just like, well, you know what? I'm not there, but I'm here, Let's talk. And so we did. We stayed on the phone and just talked about anything, everything. And I had him, express his accomplishments. I'm like, well, okay, so what's going on? Tell me. And I was happy for him. And that was, for some reason, that was unusual for him. And that's so sad that celebrating another person's accomplishments is weird. I think I'll keep being weird,
Right.
I mean,
I know other people like that too.
Yeah. Yeah. And
it takes away from your ego to give someone else praise.
Right.
So it's I can't praise them because my ego will get damaged.
Right. It's almost like your accomplishment is like I said, it triggers them. Mm-hmm. And I really don't like being around those people. So in that instance, and I have run across a lot of people like that, and in that instance, I excuse myself as politely as possible, and I call Rhiannon. Or one of my other really good friends, and
texting under the table.
The thing is that I do have a lot of really good friends. That's one thing that a lot of people are afraid of. They're afraid that, well, I have to keep this person around because I don't know when I'm going to find another friend. And that's okay. That's understandable. That fear is valid, But I'm here to tell you that it does happen. That you will find more friends that will celebrate your accomplishments and your achievements. And I mean, just a few minutes ago when we were in the store, I asked Rhiannon to give herself a compliment. it was hard for her. It was hard for her to think of a compliment for herself. I can think of so many. She is an amazing person. I love her so much. She is so beautiful inside and out. And I mean, just her heart is amazing. And her, like I said, she inspires me, you know, and she inspires many people around her. So I don't understand why it's so hard for her to think of a compliment for herself. But I think about a lot of the people surrounding her. And many of those people are family. So they play the family card of, you have to love me because I'm family. Okay, all right, you know, maybe that's true. But you can love somebody from afar. You know? I mean, just like what I've been talking about before with as far as like unconditional love. You know? You can love somebody and not like them at the same time. But the fact that you still love them, that's unconditional love.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And that is achievable. One of the main ways is love yourself unconditionally. Show yourself the love that you deserve. You know, I was talking to Rhiannon about just that incident, you know, that I've run into so many people that are just like, well, I really want this, but you know, oh, somebody else might need the money, you know, I might need to do this for somebody else, might need to. Are those people respecting your time? Because your time is valuable. You know, your time, your love is valuable. You know, and people need to know that about you. They need to, and sometimes you have to express it to them and state just that. My time is valuable. Please, you need to respect it. You know, you don't have to be mean about it. Sometimes you do. But most of the time you can start with just respecting yourself and respecting your own time and saying, I'm sorry, I need this time. You know, last weekend I had to cancel with Rhiannon because I was absolutely exhausted, mentally and physically. And I didn't feel good, but I really, really wanted to see her. That's the conundrum, unfortunately. But she understood, you know, because I usually, you know, say what I mean, and I mean what I say. And so we do hang out a lot. Not enough, in my opinion, but but that's only because I want to be around her all the time. I really do. But you know, she knew that it had to be something bad to make me cancel. You know, but there are, you know, a lot of times when I will cancel because my gut's just telling me not to go. And I, you know, when I do cancel with those people that I usually have a gut feeling about, they usually get very upset about it. And I understand because their time is valuable as well. But when, you know, they keep pushing and things like that, it's bad. It hits me hard. Or if they guilt trip me, that's one thing I really don't like. If they guilt trip me, it's like, no. Just like when they cancel on me, I understand that there's a reason for that, you know, and that is an important reason. If it's not, if they're lying, that's on them, honestly. You know, they're missing out on some really great time, you know, but oh well, that, like I said, that's on them. And so when I cancel because I'm not feeling good, or which sometimes my gut feeling will actually make me physically sick. And that's basically me telling myself, you need to not go to this. You need to not go see this person. And that is a very good reason. That is a valid reason.
Intuition.
Yes. In and of itself, that is a good reason. So, maybe you feel a little bit guilty, and when they guilt trip you about it, it's like, I already feel guilty, but I'm listening to my gut. I'm listening to me, because I know me better than you do.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to understand, and they need to respect that. Just like you need to respect that when they say it to you. It's a two-way street, and it's a mutual respect. But first of all, you need to respect yourself. You need to listen to yourself. You need to love yourself, and then you can find the unconditional love that you're looking for. You can find the support system that really inspires you to learn, to grow, to be a better person. And then you will find happiness, I guarantee it. So, thank you for being here again. If you like my style, like and subscribe, and do something good for yourself. You deserve it.